questions because I want to know what you're doing. Frank, too?
Are you in any way detaining me here at this moment? Okay, then you enjoy your day, please. Exit here. Get activity.
Free to go.
Thank you, sir. Just wasted my time with a complete idiot here.
Police officers love to detain people recording in public. But what happens when these people aren't doing anything illegal and are completely aware of their rights? Here are two complete opposite examples of how an auditor can behave in a police encounter. Starting off, a person named Michael goes to a place called Braidwood, Illinois Nuclear Generating Station. The video shows his encounter with the police who step up to him there. It's important because it shows how Michael talked to the police and why it's important to protect your rights. Let's take a look.
Here we are, we have PD.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Hey, what's going on?
Just doing a news story real fast.
You're doing what?
A little story on the power plant with the decommissioning.
Okay.
Not sure if you were aware of that. I was doing some,
they're going to decommission it,
they're doing a decommissioning thing over time, so figured I'd do a quick
Okay.
story on that real fast.
All right. You can understand they're a little sensitive about everything over here. So do you
Understood.
have some ID on you? I can check.
Did I do anything wrong?
Yeah, because, well,
What's
like I
wrong?
said, they're very sensitive about it being...
Yeah, but I'm on public property. I was just getting some
and
B-roll
also
footage.
being a pedestrian on the roadway, that's also good.
Now, after this short, for now respectful encounter, something quite ironic happens. A vehicle speeding past them on a nearby road, which is perfect for the auditor to set an example.
It's the law. So either way, but we want to make sure...
That's someone you should be going after.
Yeah, I will. You got some ID on you though, so because I am making contact with you, I want to make sure you're okay, and then you can go about your business. That's all I'm going to do.
Even though I'm allowed to be doing what I'm doing?
Technically you're not. Okay, technically you're not allowed to be where you are right now. All right, because you're on the roadway, you're not allowed. There's no pedestrian traffic allowed on a roadway.
I didn't see a sign,
roadway.
so.
Well, it isn't. It's just that's the way it is. In fact, once you step off a little, we got a lot of stuff coming. And you take pictures of the new plant, so that's why we're interested in what's going on.
Oh, well, like I said, I'm just doing some
So if it's just
footage.
Yeah, and that's okay. Like I said, I just got an idea. Make sure you're okay. If you're telling me the truth, why don't you want to give me any identification?
Oh, I mean, I just figured I had a Fourth Amendment right. You know, First Amendment to do this, Fourth Amendment not to have to give up my ID. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And it is absolutely. And I'm not here to violate anybody's rights. Not here for that. But again, because of the sensitive nature of where we are, the fact you're on a roadway, I had somebody come to the police department and actually report you. That's why I'm here. Okay? So I'm checking you out as a suspicious.
It's easy to see that this officer is actually very wholesome and acting very respectfully, which is actually rare to come across. Yet this man is still ready to argue with him. Take a look as things start heating up.
Person taking pictures of the
Do you
new
realize
plant.
I'm not...
So why did you
I'm going to run with you, but I'm just going to kind of put this out here.
Okay, go ahead.
A suspicious person, is that a felony or misdemeanor? You see what I mean?
No, but it gives me probable cause to investigate why you're here and what you're doing.
Well, you could ask, but the whole ID thing, this is what I do. I do this all the time, everywhere. I do a lot of audits.
Okay.
I'm sure your department actually pretty much knows me because I've already filed a report against one of the officers.
Who are you? I don't know.
And I was out here for a good hour and nobody said a damn thing.
Okay.
Well, so I'm kind of stumped.
Again, I wasn't aware that you were here.
All right.
We had an individual who actually came to the police department,
Right on.
contacted us, said, hey, there's a guy out there taking pictures, taking pictures. He said you were actually over there. So I came out
right on this side the
based
whole time.
on that.
Okay.
To check you out. You gave me a perfect explanation. Hey, it's going to be decommissioned. I'm just taking some pictures. Okay, that's legitimate.
Right.
Now that I've had contact with you, though, I do need to document that I spoke to you. That's all. That's all it is. So as far as your name, and if you say you've already made complaints and the police department's aware of you, then why the hesitation to give me your name?
It's just my constitutional right. If I'm not breaking the law, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well you are. You cannot be on the roadway, as I just explained to you, as a pedestrian. You are not allowed to walk on any public roadway. Okay, first of all, just let me finish.
Oh, sure, go ahead. I'm not trying to be rude.
No, you're not being rude at all. And
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry if I'm coming off of that way.
No.
I'm not trying to be that way.
No, we're good.
You are not allowed to be a pedestrian on a public way in the state of Illinois. You cannot walk on a highway. There is no pedestrian traffic. You're not allowed to.
Not even,
Okay.
can I walk on
Well,
here?
technically, part of the roadway is 15 feet from the center of the roadway over to here. When that ends, it becomes their property. So then that's
Right.
private property.
That's
so then
why
you
I'm staying here.
basically would have to have their permission to be on the private property.
Exactly.
But that's up to them. They didn't call us. Technically, the nuke plant itself is in Will County's jurisdiction.
Right.
So I'm not worried about that. But unfortunately, this roadway is ours, and this
Okay.
is Braidwood's jurisdiction. So that's where I'm worried. And I'm
glad
just
you
coming to
cleared
check you
that
out.
part up.
So the officer is concerned about the auditor standing on a roadway, which is also completely understandable, as there is no pedestrian traffic allowed, as he explains. So, if he cannot stay on the road, and right next to the road, there's private property. Technically, he cannot stand anywhere, right? Well, they discuss that a bit further.
Oh, we
You
got
know,
a second.
so, but again, if you've already made a complaint, you obviously filled out your name and everything because you made a complaint
Oh
for him,
yeah,
right?
no. I'm still gonna, do what you. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna comply with you. I'm just, letting you know from my
Sure.
point of view.
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to be argumentative.
No, sir,
you
you
know.
are not. I'm not taking it that way.
All right. Well,
I have no, listen, I have no problems with that at all. I just, like I said, I just want to document that I spoke to you,
Right on.
explain on the call. I have to have a disposition for my computer for the call. So once I say, hey, the guy's out here just taking videos, hey, no problem, on our way. And I documented that was you. That way, if something comes down the road, I can say, yeah, this guy, Mike was your name, correct?
Right.
I can say, hey, I saw Mike, and that was it. I have no interest in bothering you about being right here. As long as you're off the roadway and you're not causing a traffic hazard, I'm not going to bother
all
you.
right. But
I'm
you
not.
you just stated that I couldn't be here because no pedestrians on the roadway.
You're
which
not
means-
allowed on the roadway, no, sir.
So I can't even be here though.
Well, sir, then that becomes, as I said before, what
Right,
the
no, I just wanna
legal
clear it up so
definition
I
of a
know.
roadway is. And
Right.
then once you go beyond that, you then would be on their private property, and it would be up to them, and that would be up to county. It's not up to us. I wouldn't worry about it unless county called us and asked us to handle the call, and then that gives me the jurisdiction outside my jurisdiction to act as a police officer
Right.
with authority.
Yeah,
and they
the
have
only-
not done that.
The only
So-
reason why I'm asking is because you said I was able to still do this after we're done with this.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to step, if I'm
No.
allowed to be here legally on the grass, then
I was
I just want to
answering-
clear it up.
Okay, so let me clear that up for you.
Okay.
As I was answering the question, when you said I'm not doing anything illegal, but when you're standing right here,
Yeah, right.
at the shoulder of the roadway,
Okay.
it is technically illegal. Yes, it
No,
is.
that's fine.
But
That's
I'm not here for that.
right on. No, I just wanted to make sure
I have
that
no problem.
I want to know my legal bounds as far as if I can stand here versus there. I understand I can't be there, then
For safety purposes,
right.
where you are right now is the best place to be and not be on the roadway.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clear up.
Actually, the best place for you would be over in that drive right there.
I was actually over there before.
Yeah, that's where he reported that you were.
Yeah.
So, again, that's why I'm here.
Okay,
I didn't.
no, that's fine.
I
I'm
wasn't
not
on
arguing.
patrol and saw you. He came to the police department, said, "Hey, I was a little concerned with this, so that now we act." Now,
No, that's
okay,
fine.
sir, and then we'll come down and we'll see what's going on, and if everything's cool. And all I want to do is just document that I spoke to you, and I'll be on my way. And as long as you stay off the roadway, just for safety reasons, I'm not interested in pursuing that.
All right.
Pedestrian on the roadway is not my interest today.
Gotcha.
So,
Alrighty, so they've respectfully cleared that up as well. And the other officer that just arrived to the scene doesn't seem to be causing any trouble either. The auditor doesn't even mention him or try to speak to him, which is interesting. But then, the auditor points out another problem and continues the conversation with the officer. So let's hear the other side.
See what what might need to be explained to the nuke plant
What?
is the fact that if somebody's out here like this, they're not trying to gather content to do any kind of terrorist act. I mean, if you really think about it, who's going to legitimately stand out here this long, walk around, get contact by PD, just so they can plot something?
let me
I'm
explain
just,
to you. And
I understand your
agree
side.
with
No,
you.
I'm just throwing the other side of it out. No, I totally get that, what you're saying, but you also got to think of the other side of it. Because basically, you can get better footage off of Google than you can here.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Because you could zoom in from a satellite down. So, I mean,
You
honestly,
could see the whole thing.
exactly.
And I'll tell you, they used to be very aggressive with their security, and they've kind of backed off, or they're doing something differently. But they are basically under their own requirements. They're their own little deal.
Right.
We help out when they want us to because they're a big tax base to some degree for us.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, it's they do their own thing, and then county usually handles anything that's in there. We try to help out, like I said. We'll do our best. I just
Right.
don't like. But that's reason I got my lights on and everything, because it is dangerous to stand out here.
That's why I'm very
everybody's-
observant, so, you know.
Good.
But I understand
everybody's
your,
looking
your
at
concern.
their phone. They're
Oh, yeah, I know.
stereo,
That's why I keep watching for cars if they're swerving. Trust me, like I said, I do this a lot in a lot of different areas around Chicago, and, you know, I'm used to that. That's why I didn't take my kids with, because my kids are like, well, can we go? I'm like, negative.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
So that's why I wasn't going to be out here too long, because I want them to enjoy some of the days
Yeah.
before, you know, they go back to school tomorrow.
Yep.
But,
that's what we, you know, like I said, it's just because of the sensitive nature. It's because, you know, we see people taking pictures or someone complains or reports it to us, then we always check it out. It becomes a suspicious, is what it does. Doesn't necessarily you are, but it's a good word. I'm Dave Cornelli, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Oh, you already got my first name.
These tests where people like Michael interact with the police are not just about arguing. They show that everyone should know their rights, and the police should respect those rights. Even though there might be disagreements, both sides have been polite and respectful. The police, even when faced with Michael not wanting to share information, have stayed calm and professional while checking the situation. This shows that good interactions can happen between the public and the police when everyone knows what to do and is nice to each other. While this encounter might have been kept on a highly professional level, this next one is the complete opposite. Next up, something happened in a public building that led to this confrontation. It's about protecting the rights of journalists and people who take pictures in public. Let's see why it's important to respect everyone's rights according to the law.
Am I breaching the security here?
I'm asking you questions because I want to know what you're doing. Frank, too?
Are you in any way detaining me here at this moment? Okay, then you enjoy your day, please. Exit here, haha.
Sir.
Yes. What's up with
At this
you?
point, I am detaining you.
For what reason?
Well, you're either dictating to somebody about you going outside of the parking lot to take pictures.
No, I was talking to you. I said if they're still coming out to talk to me, tell them I'll be out in the parking
Okay,
lot
I
where
want
the
some
cars are parked.
identification.
I don't have any.
You don't have anything? Do you
No.
drive here?
I did.
Okay, how do you drive a motor vehicle without your license?
Because my license are in my car.
Okay, so your license is in your car now?
Yes.
So if we get out there, you can produce your identification.
For what crime?
Oh, I didn't say you committed a crime.
So if I haven't committed a crime, why am I detained?
Because you don't have to commit a crime for me to stop somebody and ask for identification.
So that means I'm not
What you
detained.
need to do later is you need to confer with an attorney or whatever, because I have the right to detain somebody for suspicious activity, and that's what you're doing.
Did you read
reason to believe?
Did you read the DHS memo that was sent out in 2010 and then revised in 2018? You can't use suspicion as a reason to detain a public photographer if I haven't committed a crime.
Watch as the officer becomes very confused when the auditor mentions a random memo and the year it comes out, realizing that he's a total geek of the law. At this moment, he's aware that his job is about to get much harder.
Well, you're either dictating to somebody about you going outside of the parking lot to take pictures.
No, I was talking to you. I said if they're still coming out to talk to me, tell them I'll be out in the parking
Okay, I
lot where
want
the
some
cars are parked.
identification.
I don't have any.
You don't have anything? Do you
No.
drive here?
I did.
Okay, how do you drive a motor vehicle without your license?
Because my license are in my car.
Okay, so your license is in your car now?
Yes.
So if we get out there, you can produce your identification.
For what crime?
Oh, I didn't say you committed a crime.
So if I haven't committed a crime, why am I detained?
Because you don't have to commit a crime for me to stop somebody and ask for identification.
So that means I'm not
What you
detained.
need to do later is you need to confer with an attorney or whatever, because I have the right to detain somebody for suspicious activity, and that's what you're doing.
Did you read
reason to believe?
Did you read the DHS memo that was sent out in 2010 and then revised in 2018? You can't use suspicion as a reason to detain a public photographer if I haven't committed a crime.
You're a public photographer, and I ask you who you work for, and you said you don't work for anybody.
I work for
so
myself.
Yourself.
Which
then
is-
you wouldn't explain why you're taking videos and pictures.
I don't have to have a
Okay.
reason to do public photography. Is this a sergeant here? Or
No, that is.
okay, well, do you understand public photography?
I do.
Can you explain to him that he has no reason to detain me here for public photography?
We have a right to know who we're dealing with.
If I've committed a crime, I
Do
haven't
you want to
committed.
identify yourself?
I-
You're in a public building
I
taking
don't.
photos.
I'm in a public, exactly. I don't have to
But I
identify
tried to
myself.
explain-
We're trying to figure out who you are, and what you need the pictures for.
For what reason? I haven't committed a crime. Are y'all gonna question this man? He's done nothing wrong.
I know this
We,
man.
we will question him if he does the same actions.
So are you saying I committed a crime?
I'm not saying that,
So then why are we talking?
because I'm trying to determine what your purpose is.
I've told y'all I'm a public
I
photographer.
told you it's
I'm
a
taking,
public big building, but we're responsible. That's why there's security.
And I went
That's
through
why I'm
security,
here.
and I checked
That's
through
why
security.
These gentlemen are here.
I've went through security and I've checked
But I
through
detain
security.
people that have come through there also to investigate what they're doing at this point. This day and age, okay, with the violence that's being committed, and you're creating pictures and videos of everybody.
That's every
here, and then
officer's
you're gonna go out to the parking
story
lot
plot
and
this
take
day and age.
pictures
I haven't
of
committed a
vehicles.
crime. I've done nothing wrong. I've committed no crime.
None of the officers ever said that the auditor committed any crimes, yet he's still mentioning that he hasn't committed any crime all the time. For a while there, they all sound like a broken record. But then, this happens.
What I'm saying is, this is a secure building.
And I
Protect
went through the
people in
security
building.
part of the secure
There's
building and I
also a
had
court
nothing
here
on
to
me.
protect the judges and everybody else.
Am I in the courtroom? I have.
No, I said that there's a courtroom in there. Now, if you want to go upstairs and take videos of the courtroom and what's going on.
There's no cell phones allowed in courtrooms. I understand that. Like, I know what I'm doing. I wouldn't just be out here pointing this camera around if I didn't know what I was doing. I'm in a public lobby. This is a public building. I haven't went in any security area. I went through security, as you keep bringing up. I have no weapons, no nothing.
No, I said the reason we have this.
And I understand
not
that. This
you
is
went
a
through it.
First Amendment protected activity that I'm doing, and you're detaining me because of me acting in my First Amendment.
Well, I asked
Is that
you
what you're
for
saying?
okay, well, because you were confrontational over here at the elevator.
I'm not confrontational.
saying,
You asked me a
well,
question, I
won't-
answered them. I answered
Yeah.
You asked me a question, I answered it. This is a First Amendment protected activity in a public building.
So you drove here in a car, correct?
I did.
So your driver's license is in the car?
Why?
I'm
Is your driver
asking-
license in your car?
No, my driver's license is in my wallet, my back pocket.
Can I see your license? If you have no legal reason for my ID right now, then I like to see yours as well.
My ID is in my uniform.
Can I
I'm
see-
telling you, an officer with the Anderson County Sheriff's Office.
Can I see your
and that's
ID?
why we have uniforms, just to let you know that's who we are.
Okay, but you know what?
And that's why I have a nameplate on it. You call me Sergeant. Now you know my last name.
What is saying my ID gonna tell you?
Because I want to know who you are and what you're doing in the building.
But my ID isn't gonna tell you what I'm doing right now. My ID is gonna tell you my name. That's not gonna tell you what I'm doing. So you're talking in circles right now. I haven't committed a crime.
Talking in circles?
Yes.
You need to follow the circle.
I am in the circle. This is a lawful activity, and you're stopping me for following the law.
Just look at how the officer looks at his colleagues. However, the auditor is right about the fact that they're going in circles. But he is the reason for that, and there's no denying it. Let's see what happens next.
Right now.
I didn't say filming. Okay, your activity, okay, is suspicious.
Tell my attorney stay
Because-
tuned in, please.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to my attorney. I'm sorry. Go
Your
ahead.
attorney?
Yes.
Okay, well, have him come here.
No, I'm live streaming, so he's tuned
live
in.
streaming?
So you're stopping
So you're
me.
doing this as a test?
No, I'm not. But this is no.
Confrontational test.
I haven't been confrontational. You asked me a question, I've answered. You're refusing to let me go because I'm doing a First Amendment protected activity. Thank you, sir. Just wasted my time with a complete idiot here. Can I have an arm's reach of distance in my personal space, please? Because if you come too close and you touch me, that's an assault. So I
What?
would like a little distance, please.
He's telling me he wants distance because he says I'm assault.
No, I said if you come too close to me, an unwanted touch, an
hands
unconsensual
are right,
touch,
I'm just-
that's an assault. Because if I touch you and you didn't want me to, that's an
I know
assault.
the law, yeah, and I
I
know
understand
what
that.
you're
Well,
doing.
obviously,
Listen, for the camera, when you do something wrong, when you violate North Carolina law, I will place you under arrest.
what am I doing wrong?
I said when you do.
So
If
you're
you
gonna
do.
so you're gonna
If you
follow me
don't,
and stalk
that's
me
fine.
until I break the law.
No,
so
this
now
is-
you're trying to entrap me
No,
into breaking the law.
I'm
Is that what you're
responsible
saying?
for the property and the security of this
Okay.
building.
So you know this is my property, right? Like I pay taxes on
Yeah,
this.
so do I.
Yeah. Okay.
So does he and so does she.
Thank
We
you
all pay
for being
taxes.
professional. Thank you, and thank you, sir. This I don't understand your reason of employment right now. I don't understand it.
After another argument which takes place outside of the building, the officers start following the man. He then takes a video of the sheriff's vehicle and continues arguing with the officers.
At all, honestly. Yeah. So they're gonna follow me. Well, he is anyway, because he's a puppy. He says he's gonna wait until I break the law. That's what he's
No,
gonna
I
do.
said if you do.
He's gonna wait
Correct.
until I break the law so he can
I
arrest
said
me.
if you do, I will place you under arrest.
Oh, if I break the law?
Yeah, if
Tell
you
me
violate
things.
North Carolina law, I'll place you under arrest.
Really? Well, tell me some things that I could do here that could break the law. Tell me some things here.
Tell you some things.
Yeah. Tell me things that you would deem. I'm just out here taking pictures and videos because I'm a news journalist and I put together content for a story. As I tried to explain to him in here, but he kept talking over me.
That's the
all-
first time you
So
use that
what is-
terminology.
That's,
What else
I
can
don't,
we
but,
do to
but I
assist
don't.
you?
But I don't have to use that terminology to do
that's the first time
what
you
the
did.
First
You
Amendment
explained
tells
it.
me I can do. I don't have to put fancy words together to tell you that this is a First Amendment
but you have-
protected.
Now let's admit, this comparison was a bit unnecessary, and the officer did the right thing by not addressing it. Now, the argument is slowly coming to an end.
That
Put
too.
words together to explain what you're doing.
I don't have to explain anything, officer. I don't. That's the law.
don't?
No. The Constitution tells me and you
No,
that the
you
freedom of
didn't-
press.
You
No,
better
see.
check the Constitution.
No, obviously, You need to. That's why I'm not in handcuffs, because I ain't done nothing wrong. So
what else is it that we can do to assist you today?
officer, I'm be completely honest with you, and I'm be cordial with you because you've been nothing. I would just like for this officer here, because I feel threatened right now.
What else can we do?
I would like for you to call this
assist
officer off of me, please, because he has no reason to follow me around. If I followed y'all around in public, that'd be harassment.
So you have the right
And
to
it's
ride
funny
around
to
public
you,
place,
right?
But I don't. It is actually it is.
Because you're following me. Before I came into
Because
this
you tell
building,
me
you
that
were
you have the
inside.
right to be in a public place, but I don't.
Because you're following me here. You were inside.
I'm
If you
walking
wanted
around
to
the
be
building
out
just
here,
like you are.
you would have been out here before I
I'm
came out
walking
here.
around the building, just like you are.
We are at our place of employment.
And I
sir.
understand that, sir, but he was inside. I show up, I
He's
come
at-
outside,
he's
and he's
still at
following
his
me now.
place of employment.
He's following me. If you saw me following your wife, would you think that was okay because I'm allowed to be in public? Is that all right?
I'm not really going to address that. It's not what we're doing right here.
So now it's personal feelings now. But see, if I was following your wife or your daughter or your wife or your daughter, you look into that.
So you're coming up with hypothetical.
No, I'm
and
not.
it's just-
Y'all are
it just
following
makes
me,
sense.
and then you say, "Oh well, this is public. I can be here." Well, if your wife's in public and I follow her, that's nothing wrong, right? Is that
You
wrong?
didn't understand my explanation.
You're following me. Before I
If
showed
this is
up,
a
you
public
were
place,
inside.
You're telling me I don't have the right to be here in a
Before
public
I
place
showed
also?
up, you were content
Did you
with
understand what
sitting
I just
inside.
said? Did you
This is
understand what I
public.
just
I
said?
came out here. You followed me.
So
This
I
is
can't be in a
harassment.
public place
All
also.
right, wow.
This is my place of employment. This is where
But
I
you're
work.
following me.
I'm walking the same place you
I
are.
didn't.
I have the right to control this area, and that's what I'm doing.
You're following me.
I'm following you?
Yes, you're following me. For what reason? Are you gonna follow me all the way back to my car?
Probably.
Okay, well that's nice. Well, put your walking shoes on, cause you got a good walk.
In the talk between the person and the police officer, they talked about an important legal idea: the difference between suspicion and reasonable suspicion. The police officer didn't fully understand the rights of the person recording. Even after the person explained nicely what they were doing, the officer kept them there and asked more questions, making them feel stressed and uncomfortable. This kind of behavior from the officer damages people's trust in the police and could cause arguments or problems.